So first of all, if you are like a sensitive person who don't want to hear about death and certain self-harming stuff, don't watch this video. And second thing, don't comment, oh no, everything is going to be alright, oh no, the life is great, you're going to be great. Don't comment those stuff as well. And let me start the video. So in my last video I said, when I sleep or dream, normally I have like debates or conversation with philosophers because I'm an intellectual like that. So yesterday I had a debate with Albert Camus. If you don't know Albert Camus, he have this absurdity, right? He's a French philosopher, very famous one. His whole thing is the life is meaningless and we live regardless, right? So as I talk with Albert Camus, so he said when you face with the reality that the life is meaningless, there is options, right? So the first option would be to have faith, believe in a God or become a religious person, which me and Albert Camus both, we agree that's not going to happen for him or for me, right? So we was on the same page on that one, we agree on that. And the second one was suicide. Now here's where our conflict started, me and Albert Camus, right? I mean, I have no hard feeling towards him. He's an alright guy, at least. He was civil when I had a conversation with him. So he said that suicide also not an option, but I disagree, right? I can't believe I'm saying this. So when I disagree with him, he said that, okay, so when you commit suicide, it will always be too late because you already went through life and you already faced all the hardship. Okay, maybe your heart is already broken, maybe you had a very bad life, maybe you've been tortured, maybe all the bad stuff already happened to you. That's why you consider this one, right? I said, yeah, that's a good point. So yes, but I remind him one old quote from a much older quote. It's a Dionysian, right? So I don't remember the philosopher who said that. Sleep is good, but death is better, of course, but much better to not have been born at all, right? So he's start to tell me, so you're not talking about suicide, you're talking about not being exist at all. So yes, it is better to not exist at all, it's better, right? I told him that, right? He agreed. And I told him that, but unfortunately we already exist. And now, what is the next best thing? If you already exist, to die early, right? He don't agree with me, he did not agree with me at all on that. Then he go on to say, like, we did not get to the third point. The third point, obviously, keep on living, right? Laugh at the absurdity, right? Laugh at the chaos, right? We didn't get to the third part, we just stuck in the second option, right? And then he go on to say, you know what? But the process of dying, it's painful, it's terrifying, right? Thinking about it, how you would die. See, that's my point, right? I told him, yes, obviously the process of dying can be terrifying. It's not a great thing, right? It could be very painful, and obviously it is very painful for a moment. It will be painful until you die, and it can be worse if you don't die, Maybe you will get, let's suppose you jump to a train, right? Which I don't recommend. Which if you don't die, you might lose a leg or an arm, and your life would be worse than when we started, right? And then, so he asked me, what is your option? So I think if there is a way, to minimize the pain and to go, I think that would be a nice option. I think people should be able to consider that option. He did not agree with me, but well, I agree with me. So I said, there is like lots of scientific marvels being done. Why don't we find a way for people to die with minimum pain as possible, right? He don't want that. He said, we are already here, so what's the point of dying? So I asked him, okay, we are already here, what's the point of living? He just started saying some mumbo jumbo, which like push the boulder, like he's saying, the myth of Sisyphus, right? He's saying, push the boulder up, keep coming down, push the boulder. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. One must imagine Sisyphus happy, but what if he is not happy, right? What's the point of even pushing the boulder, right? Why don't you just let go and go down with the boulder? You see, that's what I'm saying, it can be painful, right? That's why I'm saying if we can give a Sisyphus some kind of pill that he will die in his sleep, it would be great for him, So that was my whole conversation with Albert Camus yesterday. And I don't know why I'm uploading this to YouTube. I thought it was a nice conversation, But I won, Albert Camus, he was speechless. So obviously I'm the better philosopher. And yeah, that's the video. If you like the video, subscribe and leave a like. Cheers. I beat Albert Camus already in this philosophy game. Anyway, cheers.